There's my co-host. Can you speak?
Yeah, sorry, my bad. I'm
Nice.
trying to I'm trying to look at it, and we're not used to doing the three-way Zoom call here, and I'm like, "Is this the best way to do things?" So, don't mind me.
You're good, no worries.
The hoodie, the cut off hoodie sweater.
This is my signature look.
Yeah,
Don't copy it.
just in case your head's cold, but your arms are not.
Well, you gotta see the guns. I could be
Yeah,
cold, but we still gotta see the gun.
you and Mike Evans rock that. I don't know how they do practice in
You
that.
copied me, bro.
He did. He did. The Hall of Fame wide receiver definitely looked at your look.
He lives right near me, by the way.
I'm
He
gonna
lives
copy.
in my daughter's friend's neighborhood, so he probably did see me wearing it. That's probably what happened.
Uh-huh, yeah, yeah, he's got a broken collarbone. What he does now is he just looks around for guys that look like Moby,
Right.
and he goes,
Like a muscular.
I'm gonna cop that look."
Get the glasses.
You definitely look like Moby with the glasses, dude. Hey, Moby had some hits. Tim, why don't you let our audience we do the really proper kind of move, and we let the guest give their own bio instead of us trying to, go through what or the booking agent gave us, because it's usually wrong anyway. So why don't you tell people who you are, what you do, why you're better, all that stuff.
All right. My name's Tim Rexius. I am the CEO and founder of the Rexius nutrition store chain. We have retail locations in 7 states here in the US. With Rexius franchising. Most of them are franchises now. I'm also the co-founder and co-owner of Iron Heaven Gyms fitness facilities here in Omaha, Nebraska. We have 3 major fitness facilities. I'm the founder and inventor of Vital Health International Nutraceuticals, currently distributing nutraceutical supplements in 3 countries. And I am the founder and CEO of the Omaha Protein Popcorn Company, along with my wife. We are currently distributing 14 countries, expanded about 30,000 new retailers this year. And then Timothy D. Rexius business coaching and keynote speaking. I speak all over the U.S. and internationally in Mexico and Canada on business operations, motivation, how to scale brands without money. I basically talk a lot and businesses that are associated with it.
Yeah, we can tell you're a lot more eloquent than we are.
Well, I've been giving so many high school and university speeches lately. I've been really trying not to swear as much because I can't help it. And I have a 6-year-old who
Well,
goes,
now it's time to let it out. Let it out now. Get them all in while you're on our show. There you go.
Eric, I don't think your mic's on, dog. I don't think it's hooked in.
It is.
It doesn't sound like it.
It is. It's because my audio is going through my laptop.
Gotcha. Okay. Just making sure.
You could see he does a lot of the technical stuff. Yeah.
Hey, I got 2 ears.
I got it.
2 ears, 1 mouth. Sometimes you gotta listen.
Now you know what it's like to be a guest.
Yeah.
That's what they hear.
Yeah.
They're probably thinking we suck the whole time. They get on the other and they hear it and it's actually through a mic, but when they're hearing it, they're probably nervous.
Man, he's not gonna be able to use any of this. I'll give you the Opus clips later.
Good. It is good technical talk. Good technical podcast talk.
Well, I know Eric and I are fans of protein popcorn. We didn't know it existed until you mentioned it. But before we get into that, and you're speaking and not cussing because you have a 6-year-old, we'll do some lightning round questions that, again, I'll put some of the music behind it later in post because we always fix this in post. And by always, I mean it goes out pretty raw.
And by we, you mean me.
Who found Adobe Podcast Enhancement? Who's the purveyor of that?
King of the shortcuts over here.
Is Timbo, is a hot dog a sandwich?
no, it's a hot dog.
Okay. You got one, Eric?
Yeah. What time do you wake up in the morning?
4.
My man.
4.
Okay.
Ice.
You're shoving protein into stuff that doesn't have protein? My God.
Like with that many companies, it's the only time I really get silence where I can really hammer through stuff.
Exactly. Yes.
No one takes your
Exactly what I say. It's the one time you get to yourself.
Yep.
Unstoppable force or movable object?
Oh, unstoppable force.
Okay.
When's the last time you cried? And why?
2 days ago. I had a video on social media. My daughter, my oldest daughter, they named my grandson after me 8 months ago when he was born, and then they put it on video. And so every time it circulates back around the internet with the 50 million views, immediately I just get choked up. Yeah, that was the coolest experience, the most honorable things you can possibly. I mean, I had no idea it was coming. Everybody else knew, and they got me. I mean, it gets me every time.
Oh yeah, well that'll do it. Yeah, for sure. No, those ones, the kids and parents. You know what gets me all the time is the kids that were getting adopted. They have a stepdad that's gonna adopt them. That one always gets me for whatever reason. I don't know.
Coolest story ever. That's my adopted daughter, and to have my first grandson named after me. I mean, it was just. I mean,
Oh wow.
so cool. So
Okay, so yeah,
yeah.
Tier
What?
Factory.
I've never asked to guess this question in the lightning round, but I think it's appropriate. What's your personal record bench press, squat, and deadlift?
Bench press 475.
Good.
Oh, squat 705. Deadlift, I hate it. I suck at doing it, so I just usually lie, and I can lie really well for you if you want me to, but I suck at it. I look uncoordinated and uncomfortable, and my 20-year-old son can out deadlift me, and he knows it. So once your kids can outdo you on something, you retire from that, whatever the hell it is.
Right. My line I tell my kids, I'm the fastest in our family until I don't want to be.
Yep. Amen, John Wrong, yeah.
They want to race me all the time, and I'm still kind of fast for a 41-year-old, but I know once they get about 13, I'm done.
That's my 13-year-old son. We're still wrestling around the house and stuff, but he's going to get to the point in the next 2 years where he can beat me, and that's when I retire, because I'm not going to have him. I'm not going to let him get that over me. Sorry, no way. He's got my mouth. I'll never hear the end of it. So,
well, the last two questions we asked, did you watch or listen to this podcast before going on?
Yeah, my sister heated up. So, man,
that's rare. We rarely have that.
Man, you're skyrocketing to the top of our favorite guest list very easily. Me personally.
Your PRs are better than mine for sure. So, and then
Yeah, you didn't expect that, did you? You didn't expect that numbers. I got it.
I did some background on him. I know he can hit the weights.
So yeah.
Hit that Iron Paradise.
well,
You know, iron hits iron, or whatever that biblical quote is that's in every gym.
iron sharp as iron.
Really nice.
That one, that's a tough one to remember for some reason. What advice would you give
Way
your
to save 'em.
13-year-old self?
What's that?
What advice would you give your 13-year-old self?
Don't listen to the haters ever.
Yeah.
Do exactly the opposite of whatever they say to do. So-
That falls kind of more in line. Like I'd say the overwhelming majority kind of have some kind of statement like that. What does that mean? Let's go backwards to when you were 13. You're a young grandpa. You look younger than us.
Yeah.
Um,
44. Honestly, it was, I'll give it to my mom. She goes, if you ever use your mouth for business, you'll be very successful, because your mouth's either going to end you up in jail or it's going to get you well paid. And thank God it got me well paid. I was the clown. I was the entertainer, right? I was the one, I wanted attention, and that was me. And every idea I had, oh, you're not studious enough, your grades aren't good enough, whatever it might be. And even when I started my first retail business, my dad said, no, I think it's a terrible idea. You're making a terrible mistake. And so getting to have those scoreboard moments for all the people that told me I couldn't do shit, and then to just crush it. And I always told my kids the same thing. You live for the scoreboard moment, right? Because everyone who said you couldn't do it will tell stories about how they always believed in you and how they were your first customer 10 years later. And I never correct them, because, I mean, to me, it's almost funny. I've done this 5 times now, and every time it's the same story. And it's the best. The scoreboard moment where they all of a sudden start telling stories about how they met you and how they were there are 1,000 people that claim to be my first customer. My first customer was my mom. So I don't correct them because I want their money.
yeah, that sounds oddly similar to my, except for the serial entrepreneurial lifestyle. My mom would say similar things. I'd be a C+ student, but could talk my way out of stuff, or talk my way into. One of my greatest feats in high school was being able to get an 89 and talk my way into an A in economics and psychology and stuff. Shout out Coach Boza.
I did that in high school.
Yeah.
My junior year, by the first quarter, I had really bad grades, And my parents were like, we're gonna teach. And I was like, I can get straight A's if I want. I just don't feel like doing it. They're like, if you get straight A's, we'll buy you a car. I was like, all right. Go. I went out and got straight A's, 3.0 the rest of the way.
Yep.
So I see, told you.
Flatline.
Happened. Yeah, happened. Harry, it happened in college. I failed accounting 1 3 times. I just didn't get it. The widgets, like it's just so dumb. And then I signed up a 4th time because I had to have it for my degree. And the guy goes, "You're coming back again?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "I'll give you a C, not to come back in here." I'm like, "I paid for this 4 times. I'm not leaving without a B." And that's how I passed accounting 1 at Wayne State College.
Yeah, the widgets, when they use widgets in micro macroeconomics, I always got stuck there. I'm like, what's a widget?
Yeah, what the hell's a widget? It had no
A
application.
wombat or something. They had another one that was
Oh
something.
yeah, just so dumb. And so then when I signed up for accounting too, with the same professor, he goes, "I'll maybe you a C, not to come back in the room again," because he found me so annoying. I said, "Deal." That's all I needed to graduate. So,
Well,
and now I do accounting every day.
yeah,
Figure.
yeah.
So,
You probably do that more than anybody in your accounting class. I think about that a lot. You do your
yeah.
income statement, especially if you have several brands run at once. You're probably
Yep.
looking at your EBITDA all the
Yeah, gotta do it because the popcorn company is obviously being groomed to be sold eventually. So I've got to do the the EBITDA, the LTV versus CAC ratios, all the fun shit that I thought was boring as hell. But now you need to put your dollar sign and your money in front of it. Now it makes sense.
Well,
And
yeah,
so
the 4 holy metrics we've said in marketing for forever is, cost per lead, cost per acquisition, average revenue of a new customer, give it a timeline within a year or so, and then lifetime value, which I'm sure
yeah.
yours is probably high once you get the product in front of someone.
Well, yeah, it's different because you have different ones. You have direct to consumer, and that's a whole different LTV to CAC ratio versus wholesale distribution. It's massive. You're looking at a 5,000 to 1 ratio when you talk to wholesale distribution, but it's getting there. But you have to have the consumer, so it's like it's multifaceted. And I have investors with the popcorn company, so I have to prepare these documents for them and then act like I'm excited about all the bullshit data. But at the end of the day, we're moving product. They're making money. Usually, everyone's happy. So.
And your foxy wife is helping out. I saw her picture
Yes.
on the website.
Yep. She and Al. Yeah, no. Listen, I outkicked my coverage. I outkicked my coverage a long ways. Not only is she hot, but she's also way fucking smarter than I am. So like it's, and she's not too far away. She can hear me right now. And so right now this is great for me, guys. Good guys. This is fantastic. This keep that shit coming. So she's got her headphones in. Usually when I talk too much, she just puts her headphones in. She has to listen to me. But that's proof that salesmanship is everything. I'll kick your coverage with a woman who's significantly better off. I mean, not how I told her the day we got married, this is the best I will ever look. It only gets worse from here, but I get funnier with time. That was in my vows at the altar, and I have stayed true to that shit. So
I literally said the same phrase over at Eric's house watching the Seattle Seahawks Tampa Bay Buccaneers game when they were wearing the throwbacks. And I was telling my son, I was like, your dad outkicks his coverage pretty good here. And so that's funny that was 3 weeks ago.
Right over his head. He had no idea what you were talking about.
I was going to land the plane, a little turbulent to get there, but tell us how you got into, I'm walking through the grocery store the other day and everything is now proteined out.
Yeah.
Even the common thing of like, you should ignore what's in the aisles and just stay around the outside of the grocery store. I don't know how much truth that has anymore because it seems like they're catching on, but I saw protein infused Lucky Charm bars and I go,
oh yeah.
let me go I'm going to look at the nutrition facts on this thing. It's packed with sugar. It's horrible for you, but it's got protein in it. And it's like, the conglomerates have caught on to like, hey, maybe we should, my biggest thing was
We shouldn't kill our
they
customers.
could have done this years ago.
Oh, sure. Well, yeah, exactly.
Well, and the reason they're getting into it, some of the biggest mergers and acquisitions in the entire economy in the last 10 years have been protein snack brands. I mean, because the reason being is global cola sales, pop sales have dropped 10% year over year. So you got PepsiCo and Coca-Cola buying up snack brands, Hershey's chocolate buying up protein snack brands, and now they're trying to make their own. And so here's the problem with the protein snack market with all these big companies is they use the cheapest, lowest grade dog shit protein on the planet that doesn't actually do anything. Now, are they lying? No, it's protein. But when you guys are done working out, for instance, let's put it this way. When you're done working out, You have about 45 minutes to get that protein digested into amino nitrates to get to your muscle tissues to cause repair. If it's not there, you're going to put in lactic acid and you get sore. Well, the average protein snack in the US market, even though they're getting better, it's still really low grade protein. It's going to take 3 hours to digest. So it's not going to repair a damn thing, anyways. Where the protein I use, like say in ours, popcorn, it's hydrosylated protein, highest grade in the world, starts to digest in 6 minutes. So I originally made this for athletes. I made this for my family. I made it for athletes that I could actually make. Sugar's not bad. Sugar and fat together, bad. And that's half these things we started marketing this stuff. And I got to deal with all the Karens online, which is really learning to test my freaking patience. Is this the lack of knowledge on macronutrients? Like, what's got sugar in it? I'm like, yes, Karen, it has sugar. Who told you sugar was bad? Well, everybody. No, you mean the internet told you it's bad from other people who didn't know what the hell they were talking about in the first place. So what you want post-workout, for instance, if you're looking at a snack, right? Okay, what you want post-workout is no fat, like next to no fat at all. Sugar, easily digestible sugar, and isolated proteins. That causes insulin mimetic response, causes your body to flood with insulin and growth hormone, and you recover. You'll burn up all that sugar anyways. Pre-workout, what do you want? No sugar, complex carbs, and fats. So the cheddar flavors are fats, complex carbs, and protein. That's your pre-workout. The candy coats, no fats, sugar, and protein. That's your post-workout. And that's how I design the macronutrients. And that's why all the athletes love it, because they understand macros. It's the soccer moms I have to convince online of what is what and what's not. And so, the popcorn was more or less just me goofing around trying to find a snack that my kids would actually eat without having to force them to do it, that didn't come in the form of a chicken nugget or chocolate milk.
Yeah. No, I empathize with that. It's really I've been trying to figure out meals they will eat, but they have such a mine are 9 and 8 and have such
Yeah,
a
you got a while before you can get
they have such a
they're gonna
small
change
palate,
time.
like
Right.
they can't every time if I get lazy dad in me, I go, all right, let's get DoorDash or something or Uber Eats. And then I'm
Sure.
like, oh, we can really, it gets narrow to about 3 things I can get for him. And then I ended up going, fuck it, and getting in Papa John's or something.
Well, I have 6 kids. That's why I'm gray. Um, yeah, I know. Yeah, when you're good at something. But anyways, so they recently
Apologize to the missus.
yeah, well, you go 25 down to 6, so I've got this huge customer base in my own house. That's who I test everything on. If I can get 6 kids to agree on a flavor of something, which if you have kids, you understand getting them to agree on anything is insane. But if I get them to agree, I know that the product will sell globally. Because if I can get these 6 to agree on anything, so literally that's how we launch flavors. In fact, right now, this is the newest flavor. This is my test lot. This is spicy dill pickle protein popcorn that we're testing out because one of my daughters and one of my sons, the 13 and 18-year-old, are obsessed with spicy dill pickle. So, all right, well, that's a good test, but they like it, then other kids do. And that's why I test stuff out. We're the same way, though. I mean, that 6-year-old, he's our youngest, and we let him get away with murder. So the only thing he ever eats is dino nuggies and chocolate milk. So the only other protein he'll eat is the chocolate flavored Omaha protein popcorn, and it's healthy for him. And then the cheddars got recommended by some of the docs in the OBGYN Association for nursing moms, and all of a sudden now we're selling to 200 hospitals a month. So it's been kind of crazy. It's in fact we were in 14 countries before I ever ran an ad. We just started running ads about 3 months ago. Just not my space, and it's just gone massive. I had 3 more countries this year yet to go to present the popcorn. Up in Canada, we got to do a PR tour. They had to go down to the Grand Caymans, and then we're doing a show in Mexico as well. So yeah, it's growing about as fast as I can keep up with it.
Well, if you want, ads are my space. If you want me to look at what you're doing and give you any, not as a client, just point and go, you should do this, don't do this. I'm happy to help you off this
Yeah,
episode.
here, it's funny. It's the popcorn. I got hooked up with a guy who was doing ads through one of my business partners, and this guy's got a massive marketing company. He's out of the Grand Caymans, and so I sent him the popcorn, and we'd already made a deal to do some ads. And he goes, "This is really good." I'm like, "I know." He goes, "No, you don't understand. 99 out of 100 things I sell suck."
Yep.
He goes, "This is actually good." He goes, "Can I invest too?" Yeah. So now my marketing guy is an investor as well in the company because it's grown just exponentially so fast. It's new for me because I've never really done with grocery and convenience store. It's like a whole new bag, and now we're doing it in 4 languages. So it's made it really, really interesting.
So when did this start? to get to where you are now? Like how fast?
Oh,
Sounds really fast.
I know. It only took me 8 years to become an overnight success.
Oh.
The first 5 years we invented in 2018, the first 5 years was a disaster, gents. Like, I lost a 500,000 probably between different wrong bags, wrong formulas, wrong boxes, marketing it wrong. It used to be called Optimal Performance Popcorn. It was a sticker on a bag, and I was just thinking the macros of it, right? The meathead, like how much protein can I cram in a bag? And one of our flavors had like 91 grams of isolated proteins.
Ugh.
And I had a lot of pro athletes eating it, and a lot of bodybuilders, but we went to the Mr. Olympia convention the first year, and it's, the bodybuilding mecca, and we went through 5,000 bags in a day, and I look at my wife, I'm like, "We're about to get rich," and I realized the bodybuilders are broke and they don't have any money. And I was marketing it to me, and then it just kind of floundered, and I'm stubborn as shit. I'm like, "There's something here. Everybody who buys it likes it, but I just can't get more people to buy it," and what happened was I got voluntold into being the president of the Chamber of Commerce here.
And
Don't ask me. Oh, yeah, it was a small suburb, Ralston. I'll never do it again. But anyways, a grocery chain, oh, dude, it's a nightmare.
I've been in them. I know we've got them all over Tampa. Yeah, they're
95% of my time is listening to other people just want to hear themselves talk out loud with useless and pointless shit. But anyways, the good thing that came out of it was there's a local grocery chain called Hy-Vee Foods, which we're about to relaunch all 400 locations, but they're in my area. And one of the guys that's in the health market section was in my chamber. He's like, "Hey, let me sell the popcorn." And I shit you not, this is in 2022. I told him, I go, "It'll never work. Let's not do it." He's like, "No, I think it'll work." I said, "Well, let's do a consignment deal. So that way I don't have to give you money back if it doesn't sell." That one grocery store outsold all of my own nutrition stores times 10. And so I sent my oldest daughter down there to kind of spy because she doesn't, look, she's not a bodybuilder. And I go, "Just spy for me." She comes back, she goes, "All the little old pink-haired ladies, with the hair dye, and the little kids are buying your popcorn like it's going out of style." So I go down there, sure as shit, you got grandma grabbing like 9 bags. And so I go talk to the dietitian in the grocery store. I said, "What's up?" She goes, "Your snack is the only snack I can get my silver sneakers, my 70+ crowd, to actually eat." Usually what they do is, she goes, "I'll write a diet plan with Ensure shakes and some of these crappy protein bars, and they'll buy it. Then they'll drive down the street to the next grocery store and return it because they're all so cheap." And so popcorn is the #1 confectionery snack item in the world, every country. And they'll always eat popcorn. And then the little kids, they won't eat protein bars, they won't drink shakes, but they'll eat popcorn. They have no idea it's flavored. The protein powder is 100% flavorless. And so they'll eat it. So we did it in 10 Hy-Vees, basically. And so the Hy-Vee, as gracious and awesome as they were, they're like, "You should go to this sweets and snacks convention." I go, "They make snack conventions? You got to be shitting me."
Yep.
Boys, let me tell you, I walk in, there's 200,000 qualified buyers at the McCormick Center in Chicago. Hershey's chocolate has a 60-foot tall chocolate fountain. I wanted to jump in and get type 3 diabetes and just call it a day. I was like, "What am I doing here?" I got new banner, new backdrop. I got 15,000 samples. I'm like, "We're about to kill it." Day one, not a single person stops by my booth. Not one. And I'm pissed. My wife's like, "What are we going to do?" I'm like, "We're going."
People don't know trade shows just to be there. It's so
It's expensive. I'm 15 grand out on this deal.
Yeah.
And now I'm pissed. Because then said nobody even stopped by my booth. There's 1,200, conventioners that are, booths. And then my wife, in all of her brilliance, and I said I outkicked my coverage. I wasn't exaggerating. She looks back, she goes, "Hey, bro, it doesn't say healthy or protein anywhere on our label." I go, "Oh shit." Because everything I sell in my stores has protein, is healthy. That's what I do, is gyms and stores. And I'm like, "Shit." So we go down to Staples in Chicago at 10 o'clock at night, pay $200 for a 1-hour banner that says protein popcorn on it, take safety pins and pin it on top of my brand new backdrop. We had a line of 300 to 400 people for 2 straight days.
Wow.
So 5 years of me blowing through money, not even realizing the fact that my wife brought up the fact, she goes, "You haven't gone grocery shopping in 10 years. And she's right, I haven't, because I'll buy the cheapest shit and I'll buy it by the pallet because I'm a dad. That's what we do.
Yeah.
And so they don't let me go grocery shopping. My wife picks out my toothpaste and my mouthwash. Why the hell am I marketing it to me? I'm a cheap ass. I don't buy anything. And so my daughters and my wife redesigned the bags. It's colorful. But anyways, long story, the last day, a gentleman from Hershey's walks up and says, "I'm going to give you 5 minutes of free advice." I go, "Okay, thank you." I go, why is that, sir? He goes, well, everyone who works at my booth is eating your popcorn at my booth, and that's an effing problem for me. I said, okay. And he goes, are you easily offended? I go, no, I have 6 kids. He always said, "Dad, you have kids. At this point, you just don't get offended."
If I'm having this conversation, I'm like, this guy, I'm gonna fight this guy. I hate him already.
My kids call me-
We advice.
My kids call me
Be solvable all
all
the
the time.
Oh, they call me fatty daddy, chubby hubby, whatever. You go down your list, right?
I go
Know this shit. I go good. Yeah, they're like, well, you're getting pretty old. You're not gonna be with us that much longer. I'm like, I'm 40, assholes, at the time. So, anyways, he goes, your bag is ugly, your name is ugly, you need a mascot, you need colors. The only good thing about your product's how it tastes. I go, thanks. So in the rest of 22, my daughters redesigned the bags. My wife, we got Popcorn Man mascot, the names. We changed the name to Omaha Protein Popcorn. Relaunched in 23, and we are up 16,000%. No bullshit.
And the look's very Americana. It kind of tells a story in the packaging that you are the small brand.
No, it is.
There's
And I paid extra to make sure they were clear, and I had to get a special bag. And they go, why? Because the average person thinks when they buy a healthy snack, it's going to smell like socks and it's going to look green. So I wanted them to see what they're going to eat, and went through the process. And we launched into about 20,000 gas stations this year, and they sell through everywhere. We just launched into Walmart in Canada with our French bags. They all sold out in like 5 days, and it's because of the snack. I went to Dubai last year, got to represent the Made in America initiative. And just to give you an idea, you're talking about protein snacks. I'm one of the only protein snacks allowed to sell in the UAE because I meet their health standards. Most of our protein snacks here are so low grade that they don't meet other countries' health standards. So that's why we've exported so much internationally. It's because I check all the boxes. Non-GMO, gluten-free, hydrosylated proteins, lactose-free, all the bells and whistles. And so yeah, it's been fun, and learning a lot more about grocery and C-store business and, other countries, customs and all that kind of shit. So been fun.
So when we see these protein products,
Yeah.
I'm sure, I mean, like your popcorn, how are you actually adding the protein in? Are you using a powder that's flavor? I mean, it's a
No,
powder.
so
So it's not flavored, but you're making a cheese. How are you doing?
All right, so for us, like with the candy coated flavors, we have 5 of those right now: caramel corn, peanut butter, chocolate, and rainbow candy. And so that one took us about 600 batches to figure out the chemistry of it. My background's biomechanical engineering, so I'm a chemical nerd. It's using hydrosylated, the highest grade protein, super thin and it's flavorless. And at the right time, when we coat the popcorn with the coat, it allows it to still hold its integrity, but also make it flavorless. If you do it at the wrong time, it'll disintegrate the protein molecule. And so nobody else has ever figured it out, really. The cheddar flavors, obviously, we need an adhesion point. So, and most people use cheap, canola oil. We use organic coconut oil because it's good for brain and eye development. It's good for hair and skin. It's good for losing bad fat because it's full of medium triglycerides. And we mix it in with the cheese powder. But again, since it's so thin and flavorless, you can't taste it. And then we go through copious amounts of testing. We get every batch is certified, tested, because we export so much. And then we have the longest shelf life tested popcorn on the planet because we use higher grade ingredients. So we're shelf life tested at 18 months. So what people don't realize is that because they use higher quality ingredients, yes, I make less money, but I get a better product. It has longer shelf life. But, the bigger companies aren't worried about that. They're just worried about moving units. I'm worried about, making new customers because it's a whole new concept. Nobody's ever heard of it. And I've had some big companies try to copy me this year, and it hasn't worked out because you use cheaper ingredients. It's going to taste cheap.
Yeah, you might be able to plant your flag in certain areas and raise the price anyway, since grocery prices overall just going up, and then it's in a league of its own. So, and then you also have the perceived value of it being a higher price. You could, you can pick that up eventually.
Well, and the thing is with us, because the protein digests so fast, like even a guy my size, I'm 270. If I eat half a bag of caramel corn, that stuff hits me and I'm done. I won't eat the whole thing. Now,
Yeah.
anything else I would kill because that thing is it's the digestion speed. If it hits your stomach in 6 minutes, guys, like you're gonna get that satiety, that fullness feeling really fast.
It's the opposite, like when I eat a bag of Cool Ranch family-sized Doritos and just walk through it.
that shit's just gonna sit in your stomach like a ball of acid and gonna take 16 hours to begin to digest even, and that's why sometimes you see people get hungry and they get they get low blood sugar and all of a sudden they just can't eat enough fast enough. It's because that stuff takes forever to digest.
Mm.
Where this stuff hits you right away and it's made for athletes anyways. And I was talking about the candy coats and I have to explain this to people online. They're like, "What's got sugar?" I'm like, "Okay. Let's put it this way. So Arnold Schwarzenegger, 1980, I'm a huge Schwarzenegger fan, right? He won his last Mr. Olympia, 6'3", 235 pounds.
You'll puny. Your
Schwarzenegger,
muscles will puny.
my hands are huge.
I'm doing the documentary where he's making fun of Lou Ferrigno.
And then Pumping Iron, I have that.
Yeah.
And
Calls Lou
so
Ferrigno puny. It's so funny. You'll puny.
well, and so here you are 45 years later. If Arnold wanted true. If Arnold wanted to win the Mr. Olympia today, he'd have to be 100 pounds bigger.
Yeah.
That's how much bigger they are. Now, people ask, "Oh, steroids." I go, "No, they hadn't invented a new steroid since 1971, and steroids were legal in the United States till 1984. So it's not steroids. What is it? It's insulin. We've learned how to mimic insulin response through nutrition, and insulin, boys, is 700 times more anabolic than testosterone. So if you know how to do it and when to do it, you can gain as much muscle as fast as you want, as easy as you want."
How does
See, to me, that's like I've known that for 20 years. It's just crazy that it's like not everybody knows the post-workout idea,
Well, it's almost like social media. Social media has its advantages, right? Where it can give out good information like that, but it's also there's no filter for all the people with shitty information. And so now it's this thing where it's like no carbs. And I did no carbs. I did keto for 5 years. I gained muscle very easily, so I don't really need carbs, but it's just fighting that information. Remember the 90s, it was low fat, and then it was okay, fat's good,
Right.
and it's no carbs, and then no carbs are great, and it's going to revolve. Just depends on who has the biggest microphone and what BS they're spitting that day.
yeah, fat doesn't get you fat.
That's all.
Kind of thing.
It's like you have to have good fat coming in to get rid of bad fat. It's like an oil change on a car. Would you go to the oil change place, take the oil out and drive off? No, your car would blow up. Well, it's the same difference with fat. Fat's the oil of the engine. You need good fat to come in to get rid of bad visceral fat. And people just don't get it.
It's just plus it's time as a glycemic response, that stops the sugar, so like it has its benefits where it's like nobody wants to hear that unless it's a quick video, quick reel.
Yep, it's got to be in less than 20 seconds, and you got to get it through, and it's got to look flashy. So
I would be remiss if we didn't ask how can people like us in Tampa, Florida, get it if you're not in Publix? Which, by the way, if you're not in Florida and you want to hit the old people market,
we're working on it.
yeah.
So we are moving into grocery last because grocery, to be perfectly honest with you, when it comes to like different markets, grocery in the United States is probably the biggest colossal pain in the ass of any industry to get into. A lot of gatekeepers, a lot of different.
I was gonna say political, probably.
It is very, very, very. Where the gas station business is different. And so we've launched into 20,000. My goal is by the end of 2026 to be in 120,000 gas stations inside the United States, which would put us in the vast majority. We are launching into 10 of the biggest C-store distributors in the United States in the next 3 weeks. So we'll be launching into a lot of Circle K, 7-Elevens, you name the gas station chain, we'll be there relatively shortly. So we're obviously on Amazon. We're on the OmahaProteinPopcorn.com. We're in sports nutrition retailers all across the country, gyms, Publix, Walmart, KeHE. They're my big ones. Then Kroger that I'm shooting for in 2026.
Sprouts. We'll get you Sprouts or something like that.
Yeah, Sprouts. I mean, yeah, if anybody's got a connection, shit, holler at me. Overseas has expanded so easy because overseas business is, just to be perfectly honest with you, significantly easier than here in the U.S. So I actually waited to do the U.S. last. I did all the international stuff first.
And no tariff issues going out, I guess.
Yes and no. I mean, we negotiate it. Depends on what it is. We're an ag item, technically being popcorn. And so we get some clearances from clearance where we can get around that. And being a lot of the countries that want us, the U.S. wants to do trade business, so we'll get exceptions. And it's just us doing our homework. We have some really good folks here in the U.S. at Food Export USA that help us negotiate all that stuff and get it where it needs to go. And you think the UAE government, for instance, they put in $50 billion into whole family health the last 2 years to get their people healthier. So they're looking for protein snacks. And if I'm one of 2 brands even allowed, well, it makes it pretty easy.
Well, we'll have to close this out next time. We'll have to have back on. I feel like we just cracked a little bit. Eric and I will get some of that over to us. And next time we'll have to have the missus on. I want to hear her if she's just listening on headphones behind the camera. We've had that happen.
You think she's listening to us, buddy?
Oh,
Yeah,
She's got her own music or audio going.
she'll be on. She'll do it. She'll make fun of me most of the time, but she'll be on. She likes that.
well, we definitely want to hear the work-life balance of 6 kids and all of that. And
The biggest question we get when we go to public speaking, how do you guys manage this? And we got to go through our calendars, how we make the thing work. And, I think some people seem to think for some reason, if you have a family, you can't be successful in business. And I think it's the exact opposite. So I think if
yeah,
family's involved in every aspect of every company.
they're your
That's
R&D
relate-
department. You know,
They're my R&D. My daughter Zoe's one of my assistants. My son Tyler's in the warehouse. My oldest daughter and my son-in-law, they're doing a lot of our marketing and label design. My younger 2 kids are technically my sponsored athletes or mascots, at least according to the IRS. And, everyone's involved. My wife's a CFO, and we work together every single day, and it's awesome. So.
well, last thing, we got to get you in the Side Splitters Comedy Club here in Tampa, one of the best clubs in the country. Y'all have the Funny Bone, one of the best ones ever as well. We got to get you in those clubs because they like popcorn as a food,
Oh, hell yeah.
they don't want to have real food given out at clubs, but they need something to snack on that's salty, so they drink more. So we got to get.
Oh, hell yeah. I'd love to help that
I
out.
think Liquid Death started out of the Omaha Funny Bone, if I'm correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, and then we got to get you over to Warren Buffett's house and get that over there.
Working on that one. So, working on that one. So that would be awesome.
I appreciate you coming on. We'll have to have you on again and, let us know how we can help.
Absolutely, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
So, yeah.
Thanks, man.